Byron buying Paramount. Thoughts?
Great. Fantastic for Paramount shareholders. This company is too small. It needs to have a different management team. I like the idea of splitting it up. It's worth more in pieces than together. We need new management here. Great idea.
So this is a stock that you cover, and Caroline and I have been talking over recent days kind of broadly what's happening here. Take into account this proposal that ESPN Plus from Nelson Peltz, according to Bloomberg sources, does something with Netflix. It's still an industry where they're trying to kind of right size and find the formula for profit, is at least my read on all this news flow.
So on ESPN, I don't think Nelson Peltz will actually win his board seat. So I think ESPN will stay part of the Walt Disney Company. I think a far more interesting value creative solution for ESPN is to get the NBA and the NFL to take pieces like equity pieces in ESPN. And they basically ESPN become the anchor tenant streaming and like linear and TV streaming for the leagues. That's a good idea. Sort of like what Hulu used to be for entertainment. I think the professional sports league should do that with ESPN Plus. Much better idea than selling it to Netflix.
Just taking that step back, Laura, and the idea that M&A seems inevitable in 2024 in some way, shape or form. Who become the key players left in your mind's eye? Who are the winners from all of this?
Bigger. You must be bigger. So who you're competing with here is Amazon Prime Video. And Amazon never needs to make money from streaming. So that's your competitor. My opinion is Apple comes in eventually, but they're not really a serious player today. They spend $2 billion on content. And as we know, Netflix spends $17 billion without sports content. So these players the winners are going to be the Walt Disney Company, in my opinion. Either it gets bought or it's just big enough with enough IP franchises to win. And I think Warner Brothers Discovery is like the dark horse. But I got to tell you, Paramount is too small. There's no advantages to small size in this war.
What's interesting, Laura, is also we were originally bringing you on to talk about the earnings and the fact that we have, advertising looking pretty good when you're looking at YouTube, for example, and Alphabet out there managing to still bring in the ad revenue when everyone really wants to hear about AI. But from your perspective, Laura, what is it that some of these tech companies and Alphabet, for example, can bring to the table when it comes to our own consumption of content?
So I think what's really interesting about Google's strategic position, Alphabet's strategic position, is YouTube is now the #1 streamed entity. And YouTube advertising grew 16%, and they're now up to, we think, $3 billion in subscription revenue, which is sort of hidden in the other line. You have to sort of go digging. But they said they had 100 million subscribers and $15 billion in subscription revenue last year. So this is another revenue stream sort of building up under the sheets, and it's all video all the time. YouTube TV with the NFL Sunday Ticket, really, really rapid adoption. It's almost doubled their subscribers, that product.
Laura, I guess going into the earnings and coming out of it, it simply came down to understanding the AI story in a way that Google or Alphabet demonstrates they can make money from all of this investment and chat. Do you now have a better understanding of that?
Yeah, I think what's really interesting about, they said AI 67 times in their transcript, and they said generative AI 12. I think what's really interesting is their margins. They hired 0 extra headcount. They grew revenue at 13% with no extra costs. So guess what's happening to free cash flow? Operating margins went up 500 basis points to 27%. These companies that are now integrating generative AI and AI not only are having faster product innovation and product introductions, they're also cutting costs already. They're not using as many people. You keep seeing Alphabet, releasing statements saying it's cutting more people. This is all about automation. So my opinion is the faster companies adopt generative AI and machine learning AI, the faster costs go down because you're replacing people with machines.